What's up, YouTube? I'm going to put some trailer lights on this boat today in case we have to take it anywhere. Some of y'all know from our other videos I have this giant shed, so found some trailer lights in there. Not exactly the right ones, but I'm going to make them work. Also need like some wire and loom. Always need zip ties, watertight heat shrink connectors. Tape's always nice to have. Razor blade to cut those zip ties with. Something to cut the wires with. And the grinder, because Hal does not play with rusty bolts on trailers. We just cut them. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut off these old lights. Bolts have rusted. So I needed a hammer and a punch too. So the next step is to cut all the old wire out. So now we need the wire and harness out of here. There's wiring harness. Follow me back to the front. So next step, you want to lay this out flat out across your yard. The reason is we're about to pull it through the trailer, so we don't want it to get tangled on itself. So here we go. This is how I do it. So I bend the hook in the end, like that. Take the old wire, bend the exact same hook. And hope that it is skinny enough. Like that, so they can't pull apart. Then we come back here. This is actually the hardest part. What's tripping me up is I let my buddy use my boat, and he's got this bigger, wider wire. It's kind of hard to feed through the hole there. So I think I'm gonna have to go the risky way and just tape it like this. All right. Feed through. I'm gonna pull on it and you just kind of push it and feed it in. There we go. And I've got it. I'll give you a little bit more. All right there. All right. So you have this pigtail left, and you want the pigtail to be long enough to plug into the back of the truck. Since Siren's going to be using this boat, she has an extra long hitch. So I think I'm going to use this whole white wire. So I want it to be about that long right there. That'll work. All right, so this wire is ground for the trailer. Every time you do, especially saltwater trailers, you want watertight connections. So always use heat shrink crimps. We put it in there. Crimp it. Make sure it's good. Then shrink it. I have a nice little self-tapping screw. I want it to go there. So So when you're driving down the road, you don't want these wires flopping around everywhere. So we're going to put wire loom at the trailer end. Run some tape pretty tight over my wire loom. Then twist the tape into the hole. Poor man's grommet. And I want to size it. Get my ground wire started. Put a little piece of tape there to hold that. Then go back about every 7-8 inches, doesn't really matter, and tape there too to hold it all together. There you go, nice pretty pigtail. Plug into your truck. So you have 4 wires here, 2 of them connected together. The green and yellow are to mark which side of the trailer. So green goes on the right side, yellow goes on the left side. I like to go ahead and lay them out before we zip tie them to the trailer. So the next step is zip tie the wires to the trailer. Now I have modified my trailer many years ago. I picked up a trick from a trailer company here in town. If you have an aluminum trailer, you can drill holes, of course on the adverse side, but into the I-beam right here, and then run a zip tie through it. And that's a very cheap, easy way. If you dunk these boats in saltwater as much as saltwater fishermen like to go, this is the best way to do it. They'll outlast your lights. Okay, so run your zip tie through the hole, pre-drill hole in your trailer. Zip the tie halfway. Get it tight and adjusted how you want it. Work it down. A lot of people like to use the dikes to cut it, but it leaves this little sharp place. You can cut yourself later, so use a razor blade. So that way, no cuts. All right, so now we're going to put together the lights. Right side, left side. Come with these little bags with all the hardware you need. If you're a saltwater guy, you cut this stuff. This is why I use a grinder. But these bolts slide into these little holes. Just like that. And this side is going to be the side with the license plate. So, and I like to cheat a little bit. I take a little white wire, put it across, washer, and I drop my bolt. This is cheating because you're supposed to run a white wire. You won't actually want to make these bulletproof. You run a white wire from where I put the self-tapping screw in back to this one. And I just don't like running wire with it. So just tighten them up. Use a hammer drill, but just don't go too far. So now we need to wire this. When you figure out this sizing, you want to leave a little extra because you're going to have to rewire this again. These don't last long. So I roll it and zip tie it to the trailer. So that way I have plenty later. So pull them apart. Strip each side. They never strip these long enough. So strip them too. I like these little waterproof sleeves with the solder in them, but any waterproof heat shrink connection will work. Just slide it over. Twist 2 wires together. Bring it over and heat shrink it. This works a lot better with a heat gun. I do not have a heat gun at the moment, so with every DIY project that most people do, whether they want to admit it on YouTube or not, you deal with what you have. Same thing again, but this time no license plate. There's a big giant hole right where I'm supposed to get a bolt. So I'm going to fix that with a big giant washer. And once again, don't forget to hook up your ground. That's it. That's a basic installation of boat trailer lights. Let's hook it up to the truck, see if it works. So when you test your lights, you want to make sure that your trailer is hooked up to your truck, because the lights will run off the battery in the truck. So you need to ground the truck to the trailer to pick up. Because the lights are grounded to the trailer, as soon as you put metal to metal contact with your trailer hitch, your truck and trailer are grounded together. There we go. Let's see if it works. Left blinker?
Yep.
Right blinker?
Yep.
So that's it. It's not rocket science. It's real easy just to get some tail lights on a trailer. If you hook everything up and it doesn't work, it's most likely a ground. Just check all your grounds, clean your connections. That's it. Hope this helps somebody out there. Thank you.